Hey y'all, it's a podcast called Fresh.
Hey yo, what up? Miles Amadeus Brower here for another episode of a podcast called Fresh. Now, I'm still reeling from the disappointment of Endgame. And you know my full feelings on that. You could check the riff or review for Endgame. I kind of regret y'all went a little bit in, a little harder. I was tonight's a bit a little nervous doing it by myself, you know. But hey, gotta get over the jitters sometime, right? So here we are doing it again. Basically, nothing new with me. Same old. Like I said, just been trying to get over this it's just underwhelming fatigue, I guess it is, from just Endgame and how it just didn't live up to the expectations and how they nerfed my boy Hulk. You know, if you listen to this and you want to post something about it, hashtag they nerfed the Hulk. And I had to get over that, so I started reading that Immortal Hulk. Pretty good series. I'm gonna touch on that later. As well, I started reading that new run of Guardians of the Galaxy. Really surprised me. I kind of like it. But as of right now, I want to again just get back into the whole check out the Instagram if y'all haven't. You know, I'm got to get the Facebook going. Give me some time. I'm working. And, you know, about how they just fucked up the Hulk and how the Hulk should have healed back from that arm using the Infinity Gauntlet, and how it was fucked up that they basically just had him and used him for that purpose. And which I am fine if that's what y'all doing. But then that's cool if you're going to do that and his arm is ruined, and then kill him. You know, use him to make Thanos look doper and make the story darker. But no, because I'm thinking, even if that nigga's arm in a sling, why would you go to war? Why? I mean, niggas is like, oh, who's charging in a sling? Anyway, enough about that shit. Wanted to touch on this Zack Snyder shit I was hearing about. You know, y'all don't know if y'all heard this little thing going around the clip. I'm pretty sure I'm kind of late. About him talking, I know I'm late. Talking about people being mad about his Batman and Batman versus Superman and how Batman doesn't kill. I'm pretty sure at this point I'm probably going to play it so you can hear what he talked about. And then I'm going to cover it.
Oh, like Batman killed a guy. I'm like, fuck. Really? I'm like, wake the fuck up. It's like, yes. It's like, so like, I guess that's what I'm saying about, like, you know, once you've like lost your virginity to this fucking movie, and then you come and say to me something about like, oh, my superhero wouldn't do that. I'm like, are you serious? Like, I'm like down the fucking road on that. You know what I mean? So, and it's a cool point of view. Look, I'm 100% fine with it. It's a cool point of view to be like, my heroes are still innocent, you know? My heroes didn't fucking, you know, lie to America. My heroes didn't, you know, embezzle money from their My heroes didn't fucking commit any atrocities. I'm like, that's cool, but you're living in a fucking dream world, okay? And I guess, you know, so the cool thing is, like, so mythologically speaking, I'm 100% fine. And by the way, and I love more than anything, you know, Superman and Batman. But in, you know, in the same way that Alan Moore was fed up with the fucking, like, okay, no, you know, they do this. Clearly, this is a response to, like, where Watchmen talks about comic books in the same way that this movie talks about comic book movies, but it talked about comic books at their most, they were broken, you know, so he was just addressing that. The thing with comic book movies is, and I'm a fan, like, I go and see them and I love them.
My whole thing with that is like, dude, I get where you're coming from. You're trying to do the Alan Moore Watchmen type of thing, which is totally cool, and it worked in Watchmen because Watchmen was a self-contained thing. Now, I think the problem with that is, and it's a dope premise because eventually Batman would lead to killing. But here's my other thing with that, which is kind of dope about Batman, that he will damn near do anything but kill you. He'll cripple you for life. He might put you in a fucking coma, but he doesn't kill. That's his whole point. Regardless of how you want to say, Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy, but we got a man who can fly. You can't even describe the fucking physics and the science behind that shit. This is the least of your worries that a billionaire dude who trained his body to fucking peak physical fitness and fights crime during the night doesn't kill people? That's the biggest thing you tripping about? Now, I could see if you created all this shit and it was like a self-contained thing that you yourself personally thought of, but you are drawing from an already established thing. You could put a little flip on it. You can put a little spin on it. That is completely fine. If you want to be like the Christopher Nolan Batman movies, it was 3 of them. They were self-contained, didn't go nowhere else. You can do that. Totally can. And that works. But when you're trying to do something, okay, and I think the first problem was, I understand, I'm all cool with the grizzled Batman. I thought it was a good evening out. Superman has all this strength. What's the one thing Batman can have that Superman doesn't? Experience. You can't catch up on experience. You know what I'm saying? I could be the best at what I do. You could be the best at what you do. But, nigga, you can't catch my experience. That doesn't matter. It was the equalizer. I was with that. But the whole, and even with him maiming people, I get that. I don't see Batman using guns, but I see him using explosives. Very fine. Even if you want to go back, oh, Batman in the beginning, he used to use guns. Yeah, he did, and he stopped. So we get to saying about 90+% of his career, of his history, which is what, 80 years now? He doesn't really use guns, which is why, spoiler alert, it was a big deal when fucking, what was that, when he fucking shot Darkseid with a gun. He was like, yeah, breaking my vow. Bow. And just for the fact for Snyder to even go in on that, it's so many things. Batman will fucking break your arm 4 different ways and leave you there screaming with the bone popping out. But he doesn't kill. That's the difference between Batman and Superman. That's why it plays out. Superman can, but he doesn't. Batman overly does that shit to compensate for the shit that he doesn't have that Superman has. You should be afraid of Superman and less of Batman, but it's the other way around. You know what I'm saying? And then it got me, and I'm gonna have to look into this because I heard Daniel Radford on what was it? We Got This. Shout out to her and Hal Loveland, my man Mike Gagliardi. But she was saying that Daniel Radford. She was just saying that the original plan for the whole Martha shit, and if this shit is real, fuck Zack Snyder. He was saying that the thing he was going to make it was that when Batman's parents died, got shot in Crime Alley, Martha never died. She survived and they put her in witness protection program. Now y'all listen to this shit. This is some of the dumbest shit ever. Went into witness protection and then they put her in Smallville and then she met and married Paul Kent and then they found, yeah, that's right. Basically making them bright. And if that shit is true, dog, don't let him fucking touch any more comic shit. That is some of the most dumbest asinine shit I've ever heard. For real. But yeah, you know, and I don't get it. And this is the problem with a lot of these movies. And this is, you know, I guess this is a continue of my riff. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, I hate that you don't tell a good story. I mean, or you focus on just like, okay, with Endgame. My problem with Endgame was that, okay, I get the whole time heist. It needed more action. I've watched this movie literally like 6 times. Dog, that part is straight, but yo, you at least could have had them. Thanos had one person in each time guarding each stone, so they had to fight him. Cliche, but at least it would have been interesting. All that shit, that's like a whole, almost an hour, nothing, no action, nothing. It's like, you, and they side note, you can tell they ain't know what the fuck to do with the Hulk. That's why they sent that nigga to talk to the Ancient One. You know what I'm saying? But even with that, you know, it pissed me off that it could have did a lot better. It could have had a lot more action. But I guess they was more intent on tying up loose ends. You know what I'm saying? And finishing stories, and a lot of shit was just unneeded. Stark meeting his dad. That was not needed. None. You know what I'm saying? You could at least had, you know, Captain America fought Captain America. At least had Iron Man fight Iron Man. A Hulk fight Hulk. Something. All that potential for that shit, and at the end, you know, Avengers assemble. Side note, them niggas was already assembled. But that was dope, and I get it, and I don't know. But hey, it is what it is. But anyway, yeah. And I guess wrapping up this Snyder thing, I think Batman versus Superman could have been good. They just rushed too much. They should have had a Batman movie. They was trying to keep up with Marvel. You see how that worked out. I'm cool with them going dark. What y'all see is my complaint for Marvel, but dark with a purpose. You know what I'm saying? That shit was just unnecessarily dark. Like y'all niggas beating Doomsday in a movie. How'd that happen? Whole thing was weak. Batman vs. Superman, the fight, I guess it was straight. He did it better in the animated movie. But hey, what are you gonna do? So yeah, I guess to sum that up, don't to future any directors or anybody. Oh, I ain't listening to this one, but still, I guess just respect the material, man. Stick to the world you're in, or the world the movie is in, or respecting the world and the universe that you're creating. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. About to go to break. Be right back. Podcast called Fresh. My name is Miles Amadeus Prower. I have what I believe is a pretty cool podcast that you probably never heard of. I Black Man Podcast is a view of a white world, seen with the aid of a black light and a little humor to help you cope. So check out the I Black Man Podcast on iTunes and anywhere you listen to podcasts.
This is the
I Black Man Podcast. Offensively black.
We do it for the culture and not for the vultures. It's a podcast called Fresh.
What up, though? It's your boy Miles. I'm a Dish Proud. Back. Alright, so I've been moving on to the next subject. I started reading that Guardians of the Galaxy, the new one. And it's a pretty good read, I would say so. You know what I'm saying? I think it is. It surprised me. I wasn't really sure because quiet as kept, I'm a fan of the Guardians. I really didn't get to it until like after the movie. And the movie, which I will admit, kudos to that movie because I just knew that shit was going to suck. I knew it was going to be a bust. Surprised me. Went back the other day and watched Volume 2, Guardians of the Galaxy. To me, that shit had more feels than Endgame. And more action, too. You know, like Yondu's death. That shit it touched me more than fucking Iron Man. You know what I'm saying? But anyway. But yeah, I got into it just reading this. I think it's like, 4 issues right now. But I think it's pretty good. It really surprised me. Let's see. I gotta give people their credits. Hold on 1 second here. All right, let's see. We got for the writing. The writer is Donnie Cates, I believe. The artist is Jeff Shaw. Colorist, David Curiel. And the letterer is VC's Corey Pettit. Everything about it, I think the story was pretty good. It's a very interesting story in my opinion because, the thing is I haven't really been keeping up with Marvel. They've been letting me down. I need to really finish Secret War. That was kind of interesting. The premise is, I guess, since the last, was it Infinity War, whatever it was, I guess they had, okay, spoilers. Of course, y'all already know spoilers. But anyway, letting y'all know spoilers. I guess they had to get the stone. Something happened with Gamora. And something happened, yada yada, Thanos is dead. So this starts off with Thanos dead, and I think his brother, who's a Star Fox or something, not Star Fox, whatever his brother's name is, I'm sorry. It's escaping me right now. And I'm not about to waste time and Google shit. But anyway, they had this, last will and testament of Thanos, like a boss. They play a little hologram and he's talking, oh, this and that, and I've died, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm sure many of you are happy, but even in death, Thanos is prepared. So it turns out he has something or a way of transferring his consciousness to another body immediately upon his death. And he's telling them, basically, you can try to go find and kill whoever you think that is, or whatever. But pretty much, he's like, I'm coming back. So everybody is shook, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's just the ill premise, it's kind of up there with like, when the Joker cut his face off, that nigga's at large, and just being Thanos. Like, even if Thanos was in a fucking 2-year-old, you'd still be worried that the nigga's out there. So everybody is there, and it's like the Cosmic Ghost Rider, the Gladiator from Shi'ar, Beta Ray Bill, and just a lot of people, like, heavyweights, and they're there, and they're deciding that the smartest thing to do is more than likely it's gonna be Gamora. So they like, we gotta go find Gamora, body this bitch, So they go out, and Groot, I think it's Groot and Peter Quill. So Groot's like, let's go get her, we gotta save her. And something had happened anyway. Gamora is beefed out. But yeah, Quill is not fucking with Gamora. I guess she killed him, and he came back or tried to kill him, I'm not sure. So he's off it. He's just like, man, I'm off this Guardians of the Galaxy shit. It's whatever. And it's funny because Groot now is talking. And for those who didn't know, Groot wasn't always, I am Groot. He used to actually talk. And the reason why he can only say, I am Groot, I think it's because it's some kind of disease that he had. Or like a syndrome or something. Like, I guess I forgot whatever it was. It just dumped him down to pretty soon all he could say is, I am Groot. I am Groot. So now Groot can talk. He's saying like straight up sentences like, yeah, blah, blah, this and that. I'm going to do this. So I think it's really cool, And like, again, I said, like, the art is really nice. The coloring is very good. So moving right along with the plot, it comes down to, like I said, everybody's freaking the fuck out. They had Silver Surfer's there. That's random, but I think he was there too. Sorry, y'all, I've been doing a lot of reading and just busy. A lot of Photoshop learning and shit like that. But anyway, get back to the story, Babs. I'm on it. Don't worry. Oh, the new crew. This is what made me want to read it. And not make me want to read it. When I heard how OP this new team looked, I didn't know if I could do it. You know what I'm saying? And I got a little list. Let's pull this shit up, what the new team is. You know what I'm saying? All right, of course, the new Guardians of the Galaxy. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I'm going to get to the plot later on that one. I like making notes, remind myself of shit. Of course, Starr-Lord, Groot. What's her name? Phyla Vale. I think that's how you pronounce it. Phy. Moondragon. That boy Beta Ray Bill. I wonder if they put him in there because they knew they was going to be putting Thor on the Guardians. Cosmic Ghost Rider. And I believe that's it. That's the team. I want to say it was more. Let me see. Did I miss anything? Okay. That's it. That's the team. So, and it's like mad overpowered, but then again, it's not. And I'm just real interested. I hate the fact that I like Cosmic Ghost Rider. I don't like him because I know that nigga's obvious fan service. You know what I'm saying? Like, that nigga has the power of Galactus and the Ghost Rider. But hey, it's interesting. And again, I could be wrong. He seems pretty cool in this story. Very interesting. Just those who don't know, he's Frank Castle of the future, the Punisher. Basically, the plot for this is that like I told you about Thanos, they're trying to find where Thanos is going to be resurrected, and also behind the scenes, they're doing, which I think is odd, is something that I thought, and I suggested to my friends and some people, how what should have been the part of the plot for Endgame, or just the whole Infinity Wars thing, is that instead of death, because if you didn't read the comics, the whole reason why he wanted to kill half of the all life was to impress Death. He figured if he could give Death what she wanted, she'd be on his tip and they could fuck. But I guess she liked it, but then started getting mad because he started getting, just beside himself. You know how I go. So I thought because, of course, Disney and all that shit, they couldn't do Death. What they could do is do Hela. Ragnarok, she got in his ear or whatever. Well, after, Ragnarok. And then that nigga was trying to impress her. And like the end of that bitch, Hela would come out like, what up, bitches? But I guess they didn't want to do that. Which is odd again. The plot of this, or the subplot of this, is that Hela is making these steps and making these moves clandestinely to bring Thanos back. Which I'm wondering how that's going to work out, because that's a very, very interesting premise. So I believe as of right now, it's about, I want to say 4, maybe 5 issues. It's pretty interesting. I'm going to keep reading it. More than likely, when the trade paperback comes out, I will probably buy it. Oh yeah, for some reason I gotta find out why the guard. Oh yeah, Drax is dead. I'm sorry, that came out of nowhere, didn't it? Yeah, he's gone. Rocket's not fucking with them anymore. And also, this is what made me. I'm reading this is going to make me go back because it made me miss. I really found it interesting. Was it the Guardians of the Galaxy when Shadowcat joined the team? Oh man, that was a really interesting read. I liked it. Even when old girl Angela from Spawn, I believe, joined the team. And just how Quill and Kitty Pryde had got engaged and fell in love, and that shit was dope. And they found out, which I was kind of mad they didn't do on the movie, that his father was a king of a planet. And just some stuff happened. It ended up Starr-Lord had to quit the Guardians of the Galaxy and rule a planet. It was really ill. But I'm going to be reading that and going back and just trying to cover that shit back to forward. Now, I got a lot of stuff to go over. Got a lot of episodes to make up for. So, that's what it is. But we're going to take this time right now to go to break. And then we're going to come back and bring you the meat and potatoes of this episode. All right? I'll be back. Yo, what up, though? It's your boy Miles Amadeus Prower. Now, if there's anything I have to promote to you other than myself, I'm going to tell you, it's the podcast Talk Black to Me. It's great. People who host it, talk to them, no, real good people. Real people, nothing fake. It's pro-black. And if anybody know anything about me, about anything, it's pro-black. Just get your mind correct. Check out Talk Black to Me. And if you don't, you're probably a Trump supporter. But yeah, check it out. It's on Anchor, iTunes, anywhere else you can find awesome podcasts. And I wouldn't lie, because my name is Miles Amadeus Prower, and they're check cleared. Peace.
It's a podcast called Fresh, and you better not let that door slam.
Holla, 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 if you hear me. What up? Podcast called Fresh. This is your man, Miles Amadeus Prower. You can call me Maps. Whatever you want. Just don't call me ugly late for dinner. Boom, boom. Corny. Anyway, this is the meat and potatoes. What I want to talk about. Been really bummed out because of how they played Hulk in the Avengers, in Endgame. So I wanted to go back and read some more Hulk. I'm probably go back and read one of my favorite Hulks though. Jeff, was it Loeb or Loeb? Loeb. A Loeb run. His art, just that. I think it was Tim Sale was writing. I'm not sure, but oh man, that with the Red Hulk, it was a pretty good run. I liked it. And I started reading the Immortal Hulk. I read from issue 1 to I believe 16. So as far as I believe, I'm pretty caught up. So I'm out here giving out, respect. And I love. Let me start off. I love the dark tone of this comic. It's like a monster movie. I love how they got Hulk looking. He's still a little bit of the dumb look, but it's not so much dumb as it is savage. You know what I'm saying? Like he looked like, I'm Hulk, but he not dumb, and I like that shit. But let me get into giving these props where it's due. The writer, Al Ewing, it's good writing. I fucks with this shit. The penciler, Joe Bennett. The inker, what's that? Roy Jose. Color artist, Paul Mounts. The letterers is VC's Corey Pettit. And let me see. Travis Lanham. Paul Hornsheimer. Marguerite Savage. And Gary Brown. Covers. Oh man, the covers is nice. They done by Alex Ross. Woo! That man is worth every penny. You hear what I'm saying? Yeah, I think that's about it. Okay. So yeah, I think with this, and I'm going to be pitching this as the next wave, we back to doing that again. And explain this to you, of course, again. Spoilers! Okay? So anyway, if you haven't read Civil War II, give you a little spoiler for that. During Civil War II, Bruce Banner / the Hulk dies. So what happens is, Banner knows some shit might come up or whatever it is. And paid my man Barton, said, I got you this arrow. It's a special arrow. I need you to aim for this part of my head. Because I guess they came to check him for something or accuse him or take him in. He said, if you see my eyes turn green or if I start to turn, shoot me in my neck and kill me. I got it planned out. He's going to put me down. It's like a gamma radiated vibranium animinium type arrow. Okay. So he ended up, things happen. You can read the comics, trade paperback. I'm gonna do a review on that too. I should. Yeah, I will. And it happens. He dies. So this story is kind of the continuation of that. And what happens is Bruce Banner comes back to life. And I think it's dope. And I think they need to do the movie. If they ever get the rights back or whatever, quiet as kept, they can have him. Or however y'all want to do it, because they got to keep buddy copping Hulk up. Do it like this. First of all, you got to run it like a straight horror movie. Straight horror movie. And this is why it's dope. And this is why I'm not even sure. I think Ruffalo could pull this off. I do, but I'm not sure what they would do. I think he could do it. Hey, I'm your fan, Ruffalo. Because see, at this time, Hulk only comes out at night. That's when he comes out. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a matter of being mad or stuff like that. Every time when the sun goes down, Hulk come out. You know what I'm saying? And that's the whole thing, is that I like how they have Hulk. He's smart. He's not like super duper smart. He's like dad, little just bit smarter than you. I got common sense. I see what the fuck is going on. Smart. You know, and Hulk is just fucking people up, and I think it's really cool that he's and another thing, I think how they could do it with the movie, you know, it could deal a lot with toxic masculinity and how the Hulk is just now, he's just like reveling in his rage. It's like he's not even mad, he's just strutting. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, they had a part where he was in this gas station, Banner was, dude came in, robbed the place, shot a girl in the chest and killed her. Banner was like, hey, what the fuck? Ow, shot Banner in the head. So the dude was running. He do his whole thing, you know, the whole getaway, you know. Long story short, Hulk catches him. But man, it's dope because Hulk can like smell lies now. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, I smell a lie on you and blah, 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 and this and that. And it's like he talks down to people, which is dope. Like he was telling him, yeah, you feel all strong yesterday when you had that in your hand. Try using that shit on me. Long story short, he does it. Hulk beats the shit out of my man, but he doesn't kill him. Breaks every bone in his body. He's like, it'd be lucky if he ever wakes up and comes out of the coma. So Hulk is like going around, you know, doing his thing. Banner's trying to just stay out, you know, not get, you know, the normal Hulk stick. The plot is dope, I think, because he is wrestling and fighting with this. I'm not gonna try to straight up spoil. I can't spoil too much because it's all, you know, it's not finished all the way. But it's like he deals a lot with daddy issues, and I think it's really ill because it becomes like a catalyst for his rage. And I think they could use this in the upcoming movies. It's like, you know, don't have, you know, have Hulk mad. Have him be like, nigga, I snapped my finger, I did this, and I fucked my arm up. What y'all niggas gonna do? And just have him like just playing him to the left. You know what I'm saying? Because like, hey, everybody's back. We gotta do this. Like, nigga, my arm. You know what I'm saying? And with that, then y'all could just have him go off on some other stuff. And then have it would be like, it's back to he can't control it because the Hulk is pissed. Because Banner can go back and be straight. Hulk's arm is fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And that's how they could do it. And then you can, like I said, with this Hulk, it's a different Hulk. I think it's what the demonic Hulk or the hellish Hulk, I think it is. And it's just, you know, it's kind of in low key a little closer to the one it was in the movies, just not so dumb. You know, like all Tubi stare, a little bit smarter than that. You know what I'm saying? I think if done right, if you can like convert this story into a movie, it would be sick. Because it's like straight horror. And I guess he's fighting these people who are gamma radiated, because I'm not going to be spoiling too much of it. But you spoil everything else. I'm trying to keep it classy, yo. And at one point got me mad. He got a hole. Oh, shoot. Let me touch on this. He got a hole blew in his chest, straight through the middle. Grew back. Hulk kept going. Certain point, they cut Hulk apart and put him in jars. Comes back to fucking together. And absorbs a man, too. Oh, I forgot. My bad, dog. Also, I think it would be ill to do this, and they can, because he fights Absorbing Man. Oh, man. Be a pretty good fight. They gave Absorbing Man, okay. I'm gonna ruin this, but not everything. What the fuck? Okay, fine. Okay. I get y'all, you know, but still, I'm not giving away everything. I'm not giving away the whole meat and potatoes. I'm just giving away, like, meat and gravy. So, my wife joking there somewhere anyway. Yeah. He ends up fighting the Absorbing Man, and they end up giving him the Red Hulk serum, which I think is ill. And he ends up fighting Hulk and absorbing his stuff. And it was the ill part, even though then y'all can also introduce Betty Ross. And with Betty Ross, it's dope. She's on here. It's a lot of stuff to deal with. And I think if you did it in the movie and just right, it's a lot of good acting, a lot of good horror. And if they play it right, you can just won't have like, I think, okay, and I'm going to have to try to wrap this up because I'm trying to keep this under like 40 minutes. I think the next villain in the next Avengers movie should be the Hulk. You owe him. We need some fucking Hulk action. The next villain should be the Hulk. It should be on some misunderstanding. You got to stop his ass shit. You know what I'm saying? It'll be dope. Then also another thing I thought was dope, y'all, which kind of blew my mind, is I think it's talking. And then it plays, into the movies too. I can pitch it. At the end, it's looking like, spoiler again, y'all, he's turning into Joe Fixit. Oh, now the Joe Fixit persona, dog, I like that. Now, side note, going back to Endgame, which I understand why they used Professor Hulk, because he was weaker. Joe Fixit is way weaker than regular Hulk. That's another persona they can use. You know what I'm saying? And y'all can have him going through the whole Godzilla phase, like, I'm trying to change. You know what I'm saying? Going through the changes, like, I'm going through changes. Oh, man. Anyway, bitch, yeah. That's what I think they should do. And you should have a Hulk. And then, like, dog, you really want to show Captain Marvel? Have her fighting Hulk. You should have them fighting, like, damn near World Breaker Hulk. That should be the next person. Then if you want to tie Fantastic Four in, blah, have him fight Thing. Bow. You know what I'm saying? But to sum up this episode, check out Guardians of the Galaxy, the newest run. I would recommend it. Most definitely Immortal Hulk. I like it. Really good, really dark. It's the Hulk that I think if you were disappointed in game and you need some Hulk action and just Hulk, that's where you should go. Check that out. It's just very well written, I think so. I'm not saying it's no fucking Shakespearean shit. I like it. Didn't seem corny to me. I like the little side story, with the lady, the reporter and all that shit. It was good. I like it. Zack Snyder is on some bullshit. And thanks for listening, y'all. Our podcast called Fresh. As always, you can check us out on the Instagram. We got a Facebook. We're working on that. Trying to stockpile these episodes so we can get these coming to you. The way I'm feeling originally, I wanted to drop these every first and last of the month. I don't know. I got some. I might try to drop some more shit soon. Maybe get this one out to you. I don't know. It's hard work in between. Also, please check out my other podcast, I Black Man Podcast. It's kind of like this, less blurred, centric, more of my thoughts and my opinions and more political and shit like that. But if not, stay here, rock with me. Try to get Kels in here sometime soon. Oh yeah, hey Kels, I see you in your feelings, baby, about Stark dying. We about to review I want to review one of my favorite Iron Man stories. I think it's World's Most Wanted. Was good, man. Holla at me after you hear it, and we can see if we can get that going. But yeah, I'm gonna end it right here. It's your man, Miles Amadeus Proud. Podcast called Fresh on the Hyphen Podcast Network. Holla back in a couple of weeks. We'll tell you what our net worth. And that's about it, man. Peace out. Imperious Rex. Maybe that'll be my new catchphrase. Hey, Excelsior. Nah, I can't even play that, man. God bless the dead. I ain't gonna do no. I don't know what we gonna do. We gonna work out something. Sweet Christmas. Peace, y'all.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to subscribe and comment. This has been a Hyphen Podcast Network production.
They're the bestest. I'm getting paid at